Today I'm here with Bo Eckstein, and we're going to talk about how to build a profitable franchise that runs without you. So, Bo, welcome.
Thank you.
You often talk about building a business that works even when you don't. How do franchises, particularly semi-absentee models, fit into this concept?
Well, it's nice. Everybody in their mind wants to diversify and own businesses. And I think the reality of it is that, whatever business you're in, it's going to take work. Now, some of the business models are more geared towards semi-absentee ownership. What does that really mean? It means like you're still going to set up everything in the beginning. You're still going to, put a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears into the beginning process of onboarding. Maybe your general manager, building out the systems, understanding how the business actually works. But a true semi-absentee business model, I would say after the first 6 to 9 months, it could be possible where you could take more of an absentee role, assuming you hire the right people. But I think in the beginning, you really have to understand all the seats, all the positions you have to fill, the nuts and bolts of the business to be able to do that. You do one way or the other, you're going to have to pay your dues. That might be you hiring and spending more money to build out the franchise, or it means that you're spending more time up front to get it running the right way.
So many aspiring business owners worry about financing. How can SBA loans help entrepreneurs acquire a franchise while keeping their W-2 jobs and working toward financial freedom?
It's actually easier when you have a job and you have outside income to get SBA financing, as long as it's a good franchise, meaning it's got either it's on the SBA directory or it's got a good Fran data score. People are now referencing Fran data. Fran data actually scores franchise models based on a bunch of different things. And so some banks are saying, hey, if it doesn't have a 650 Fran data score, we're not going to touch it unless you have an 800 credit score. So there's all these nuances. But assuming that it's an approved franchise, and even if it's not, some banks will do it just based on the merit of the deal. It's relatively easy to get SBA financing, and especially if you have good credit, outside income that supports outside debt, and a good resume. It's fairly easy.
So, as we both know, delegation is a game changer for business growth. What systems and strategies should new franchise owners put in place to ensure they aren't trapped in day-to-day operations?
Well, I think that comes before you actually invest into the franchise. You're doing the due diligence. You're really looking into the systems and the technology, the tech stack that the franchisor has in place, right? We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to follow a system and be one of the best operators in that system. So really, I would say take your time up front and find a system that is dialed in. And that means looking at different franchise models and finding one that best aligns with your skill sets, your unique abilities. And then basically, an existing franchise really doesn't want you to create new systems. It wants you to follow and build on the systems they already have. So just be aware of that. There are some franchise models that are geared for more of the creative type that give you a little bit more flex, but a lot of them are just, hey, here, this is our playbook, follow the playbook and win the game. So that's kind of the mile high viewpoint of that.
One of the biggest roadblocks for entrepreneurs is fear of debt, failure, or letting go of control. What advice do you have for people hesitant to take the leap into business ownership through franchising and SBA financing?
Well, I think we're all a little bit nervous about going from corporate, getting a paycheck, to uncertainty, which is, obviously we all deal with this. So the question is, if you were to start a business from scratch and you didn't have coach and support and playbook with you, you're more probable to fail. If you follow a proven business model that 200 or 300 other people have been successful in that business model, chances are you're going to be successful if you can follow the system and you stay consistent. So I think that takes a lot of the fear out of the equation, is why people are looking at franchising versus doing a mom and pop business acquisition or starting something from scratch, because having a coach and having infrastructure and support and other owners that own the same business as you in different markets is a real big game changer for you. And so that's why franchising is popular.
All right, great. You've worked with many franchise owners and business buyers. Can you share a success story where someone used SBA financing and strong systems to create a business that didn't demand their constant involvement?
Yeah, so we work a lot with a restoration franchise, and it's an executive model, meaning you're not the guy or girl in the truck. You're basically, working from your house. It does require you to be more or less the mayor of the town. And so in the beginning, you are out in the field, kissing babies and shaking hands, going to chamber mixers, getting belly to belly. But as you build your business, you can take more of a step back, and we see that progression happening. But really, if you want to scale a home service franchise model, unless you're hiring an executive or a general manager to do the belly to belly stuff, that's either going to be you or you're paying somebody. So usually you're going to do it yourself. And we call that more of an executive model. But yeah, that model really allows for somebody that could potentially be running other businesses, can run this business as well, or has a job that might be a hybrid job, could run a business model like this. I wouldn't say it's passive. I wouldn't say it's full time, but I do think it requires a lot of attention, mostly in the beginning, as we talk about, as you got to learn the business. But we've put several people into that brand, that business model, and they've been pretty successful. And they still have their other operations going, their other either W-2 or their other businesses. So. If you're looking to acquire a business, stop scrolling on Biz Buy Sell and visit franchiseresellelistings.com. We'll do a customized search. You can get on our weekly distribution where we're sending new inventory weekly to your inbox. So visit franchiseresellelistings.com and opt in today. See you there. Hey guys, Bo Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.